Here with UNM head baseball coach Ray Birmingham after a 6-4 win over Nevada on Friday night, the series opener against the Wolfpack. Coach, talk about the win, just your thoughts. A great come-from-behind win. You fall behind 4-0 through 2.5. Drew Gillespie settles in, strikes out half the world, and your offense ignites itself as well.
Well, we met today, and Drew Gillespie did a great job. He was the difference in the ballgame after he settled down. He's really turning it into one outstanding pitcher. Our pitching coach, Brandon Higlin's done a great job with our pitchers. Brandon's making this program very viable with his coaching of the pitchers. And Drew Gillespie did a great job of settling in after the first couple innings.
Drew, normally your Sunday starter, so the third guy in a weekend. A lot of teams are, if they're fortunate to have the luxury of having three solid starting pitchers, you can kind of interchange them. You did something a little unconventional this weekend, throwing your Sunday starter on Friday night against, quote-unquote, the ace of the other team. And Drew rose to the occasion, a career-high 12 strikeouts. What did you see out of that junior rising to that spot coming from Sunday to Friday?
Well, I've always believed in Drew, and I told him I'd get him a good pitching coach, and he's got one in Brandon Higlin, and he's really turned his mental side around, because when things would go bad, he would go bad, and he doesn't do that anymore. He keeps fighting and trying to execute, and when he has confidence, he's pretty good. So I tip my hat to both the coach and the pitcher. They did a great job.
Offensively, Coach, last weekend was a tough one. You had 14 hits for the weekend, no extra base hits.
So we hit the ball really good today.
Yeah,
we really hit the ball today. I felt like we weren't aggressive last weekend, and so I said, use your three swings. Let's get after it. Let's do back to Lobo baseball and hit. And that kid, their Friday night guy, has a low ERA and a good record, and that's the first time that he's been hit that hard this year.
Hitters are a little bit different than pitchers in baseball. You like to roll out the next day and keep on going, stay in a rhythm. But do you think maybe it helped not playing a midweek game this week to maybe have a mental break a little bit and physically get your guys a little bit of rest?
That's a great point, because that's what we were. We were wore out. We've been playing a really hard schedule, playing doubleheaders in the middle of the week, Tuesday and a Wednesday. And our kids got to San Jose, and, man, they were tired. And that yard's not a hitting yard, so that had a lot to do with it, the fatigue. And so we had some time off. We had some time to practice for the first time in a long time, and that helped too.
One last thing, talk about Malachi Emmon. He comes in after Gillespie gives you everything he did, a great start for him, and he was lights out. 5 of the 6 outs he got were strikeouts, doesn't allow a hit. And when you go for him for 2 innings, once you get the lead, and
one more time, Malachi's good, man. Malachi's really good. He's a confident kid, and I always feel like closers need to have this makeup, and he has that makeup, and he has good stuff. And Coach Higlin, one more time, has done a great job with him too. So, it used to be 6-4 lead was still shaky at Lobo Field late in the game, but now I'm pretty confident with the way our pitching staff's developed.
Not that you weren't expecting the result you got tonight, but how much more confident do you think that not only yourself but your team feels rolling into tomorrow, knowing that you moved Gillespie from Sunday to Friday, and now you've got Slayton. On paper your ace Slayton going on Saturday with the chance to take a lead in the series?
Well, that's what we did. We rolled the dice. We felt like we're in a position we need to roll the dice, and so we went with Drew tonight, and it paid off. And we got our ace matched up with the guy that we beat at that place. So that's what we're doing. You got to take risks to win, baby.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much.
Go Lobos.
Daniel Gallegos here with starting pitcher Drew Gillespie after a 6-4 win for the Lobos in the series opener against Nevada. Drew, your first start on a Friday night. You're normally the Sunday guy. You get switched to the first game of the series, and you have a career day going 7 innings and 12 strikeouts. What was your mindset and with the confidence maybe that you had getting the Friday night start?
I was just really excited to get our team going after a tough weekend last weekend, and Higgy told me early in the week, and that was my job. My job was just to get us going, and get a series opening win, and let Slayton do his thing tomorrow.
Obviously there may have been some nerves coming into that first inning. They were swinging early and often off of you and getting some hits, scoring some runs. It was 4-0 through 2.5. But after that, you really locked in and started piling up those strikeouts. What adjustment did you make, if any, from that point on in the game?
Yeah, I knew they were going to come out swinging. I didn't do a good job locating early, and I just had faith in our game plan Higgy and Reese kept me in it. They told me just keep going on our game plan. And I knew our offense, you can't keep our offense down that long. They were going to score sooner or later. So I knew if I could keep it at 4, we were going to have a chance to win.
We talked about that offense last weekend. No extra base hits the entire weekend. Tonight seemed like everything was an extra base hit, and they come back and provide the offense, and then you do the rest. What about your teammates?
Man, I've seen it every day in practice, especially in the fall when they hit off me. Is some of the best hitters I've ever seen, and that's always my mindset is just give our team a chance to win. Watch Jared Mang and Tanner and Connor and TK get in his first homer. Watch them explode, and that's what baseball is all about. Is just trying to give your team a chance to win.
And lastly, talk about the closer Malachi. He comes in, last 2 innings, you do your job. You go 7 innings, a little over 100 pitches. You hand the ball over to him, and you guys don't miss a beat. He gets 5 strikeouts, doesn't allow a hit.
That's Malachi right there. He came out and did his thing, and I knew if I could get it to the ball late in the game with a lead and Malachi could come up, I knew we were going to get a win. So that was the game plan, and we executed.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.